Nhầm 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 nhầm. OBS gue mana? Oh, wow, scam. Awal streamer apa ini? Basecamp awal stream sekarang tanggal 4. Sekarang tanggal 4. Kevin da song radio. Boom. Python nih belajar kayak gimana sih? Kok penasaran. Apa ini aja? Belajar coding, development, roadmap, AI engineer. Alamak basic. Apa ini data analyst belajar apa? Python, learn the basic syntax. Anjing, halo bang, halo pak. Aja itu bau. Python website. Oke, gue udah punya Python wiki. Gue juga buat apa nggak tahu. Aja. Halo. Itu berisik amat, berisik bau lagi. Oh, sudah. Bentar. Apa ya? Aduh, nge-lag lagi wifi gua, anjing lah. Apa sih ini wifi selalu nge-lag? Ada apa dengan ini? Bentar, gue mau nyalain VPN aja lah biar gak nge-lag. Kayaknya ini lebih nge-lagnya tuh karena ini. Aman kah? Amankah? Ini ngapain? Kelihatan nggak? Oke, aman. Males tapi gue ngoding anjing. Mending nge-face. Oh, emang nge-lag? Emang nge-lag ya? Pasan gak nge-lag dah. Enggak nge-lag. Laptop gaming yang ada tulisan 14 itu 14 inch laptopnya. Maksudnya? Maksudnya apa tuh? Udah aman sekarang. Oke, udah aman. Iya, sudah aman. Baik gitu. Suara gue masuk gak? Enggak kan? Suara gue kayak gak aman. Oke. Webcam gue kenapa ngeblur ada? Webcam jelek aja ngeblur aja. Webcam jelek ngeblur. Ini gak ada BGM-nya ya? Gak ada BGM-nya, ganti kesini aja lah biar ada BGM. Nyalain lampu, ini udah nyala lampu. Tapi brightness-nya kecil aja, males gue terang-terang. Brightness kecil. Welcome to Python. Mana learn Python 7 hours. 7 jam. 7 jam. 7 jam, what the fuck? 7 jam. Pusing. Oke lah, gak masalah.
Look, Python is the most popular programming language in the world as long as we exclude all those pesky front-end technologies. It's one of the easiest programming languages to learn, and it's also used by millions of developers around the world for things like back-end development, DevOps, data science, and even AI. Now, what if I told you that Trash Puppy could teach you everything that you need to know about Python in the next 7 hours? Well, if I did, I'd actually be lying. It turns out there's a lot to Python, but you can, in the next 7 hours, learn to be very dangerous and learn enough that you can actually go build your own projects. It's important to understand that this course won't just teach you Python, but it will actually teach you coding fundamentals and computer science basics that apply to any programming language, even something like JavaScript or Go. We're not assuming that you have any prior knowledge, so this is really the perfect place to start your coding journey. I've actually developed this course with the help of 6 other professional software engineers. And today you'll be guided through that entire course by Trash Puppy for free here on YouTube. She's an absolutely fantastic developer in her own right, and most importantly, is an entertaining explainer of things. Over the last 3 years, over 10,000 students have actually taken the interactive version of this course over on boot.dev. And we've taken their feedback and rolled it all in with a bunch of improvements into this course. So you're getting a really battle-tested, up-to-date version of this Python course. And one more thing, if you're into passive learning, and what I mean is if you like watching videos of other people coding, but you don't really like coding yourself, well, this course is probably not for you. This course is very hands-on. We'll be doing over 100 challenges and quizzes. If you're not ready to sit down and type at your keyboard and actually write some code,
I'm fucking ready.
This probably isn't the place to be. So
I'm
pumped.
Bro.
The first is to watch Trash Puppy explain a lesson and watch her code the challenge and to follow along on your own machine. While that works, I wouldn't recommend it. Option number 2 is to actually solve the challenges on your own first. You can watch her explanation of the concept, then solve the challenge or do the quiz, but do it on your own first.
I'm pumped.
You're not building up a reliance on the tutor, right? On Trash Puppy, you're actually able to write code on your own. By the end of this course, you should feel comfortable writing your own Python code. So I'd recommend going ahead, doing it on your own, and then coming back and watching her explanation. Finally, it's important to note that this course is actually just the very first in an entire back-end development career path over on Buat.dev. So if you like this course, you might want to go check it out. We teach everything that you need to know to go from zero to hireable.
And yeah, Python to back end. Wait, what? Python to the back end. Pick a language. Python. Oh, Python to back end. Oh, Python to back end.
As a back-end web developer. So you can head to boot.dev and check that out. If those 8 characters are too hard for you to type, the link is down in the description below. Now, this is actually surprising to a lot of people, but all of the content on boot.dev is
kalau
actually
second
free. So
sejuta
all
umat.
of the lessons,
naman
all
kalau
of the
sejuta umat.
text, all of the videos, even this video here that we're publishing on YouTube, it's all free to access. A paid membership gets you access to all of the interactive content on the site.
Yalah,
So things like
Agung.
the AI chat,
Kenapa tidak kan?
solution peeking,
Kenapa tidak?
the ability to track your own.
Entar, lampu kan kurang tahu. Mencoba semuanya cuy. Kita mencicipi semuanya. Mana yang cocok buat gua.
Progress, run your code. All of that stuff is bundled in the subscription. If you do want a membership, need it.
It's Trash Puppy, and we're gonna be learning some Python together. So for this first assignment, all we have to do is welcome players to our fantasy game, which is called Fantasy Quest. So we're just going to type that message here, make sure that it's typed out correctly, and when we hit submit, this should run, and boom.
Apa ini anjing, dia pakai apaan? Pakai websitenya anjing, pakai kursor lah. We'll see. Let's try. Aku sekalian nyobain kursor. Let's try kursor. Golang Ruby sama Rust bang pakai paling friendly. Golang tuh paling susah aja. Dude, the fuck you mean friendly? Fuck you mean friendly? Oh, ada chatbotnya sini. Udah aja lah. Apa dia?
We get a bunch of confetti. So, are you ready for your first bug? If you don't know what a bug is, it just means that something in your code is causing it to either not run at all, or it runs but it's not doing
Fuck you mean? Apa ini anjing?
what you thought it would do. So for this assignment, all we have to do is find the bug in our code and fix it.
What is this? Ini gini lah. Ini gak jelas ini.
What's up, everybody? In this video,
Oh, bro
we'll
code.
teach you everything you need
Okay,
to know
bro
to start
code, mantap
coding
nih.
with Python. I've also included 20 different hands-on projects to help you learn. You can find
Yeah,
the
gua
entire
lupa
list in
ada
the
bro
description
code.
of this video. Our
Gua
final
lupa ada bro
project
code,
will be a
say.
weather app that fetches real-time weather data from an API. Even if you've
Keren
never
buildnya
coded
apa, Bang,
anything in your
maksudnya?
life before, I'll walk you through the basics, the ABCs of programming. If that sounds good to you, then I encourage you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Bro code. Gua lupa.
This
dengan
course
bro
doesn't
code.
cost you anything, but if you would like to help me out, you can help increase its reach by hitting the like button, leave a random comment down below, and subscribe if you'd like to be a fellow bro. Thank you, I appreciate it. I don't like boring introductions, so I say we just jump right in. There's 2 things we'll need to download. The
Python.
first
Python
is a
pasti berapa
Python interpreter to convert our written code to machine code. We're going to head to python.org, go to downloads, and download the latest version. We will open this executable. If you're on Windows, you'll want to check this checkbox, add Python exe to path.
Gua tidak
And we will
tahu
install
cara
now.
ngecek versi.
The setup was successful, and that's all you need to do to download the Python interpreter. The second download we'll need is an IDE, an integrated development
IDE?
environment. Basically a place where we can write code.
Butuh
For
ID.
IDEs, there's 2 popular choices when writing Python code, PyCharm,
PyCharm.
and VS Code.
VS Code.
If you already use VS Code, you can stick with that. Just be sure to download the Python extension. I find
Gua punya ini.
PyCharm more beginner friendly if you've never coded before. If you would like to use PyCharm, go to jetbrains.com.
Dah, gua pakai kursor aja lah. Python. Udah punya kan Python? Udah punya ini. I have this. I have all of them. Okay, I have all of them. Okay. Sure.
Slash PyCharm. And we will click this green download button. There's two versions of PyCharm, the professional version and the community version. The professional version is paid for.
What the
I would not recommend using it, only because there's plenty of free IDEs on the market. We'll use the community edition, the free one, because I don't like to pay for things,
Malam
and
bang.
I'm sure you don't either.
Subuh Zenix.
Select the correct download for your operating system. I'm running Windows. I will download PyCharm. We will open this executable. Click Next. You could select a destination folder. I'll keep it as is. Next. I'll create a desktop shortcut, but you don't necessarily need to. Click Next. Install. And we'll just have to give it a moment. Okay, the setup is now complete. Script, button to the left, we're going to create a new Python file. In Python file within our Python project folder. Python files end with the py file extension. But really, you can name it anything. And select Python file.
Hah?
Python files end with the py file extension.
Kenapa ada fan library script gitu? What?
We should have our main Python file within our Python project folder. Now we're going to print something to the console window. Within our main Python file, we're going to write a print statement. So type print, add a set of parentheses.
Hello world, hello
Between the set of
world, hello
parentheses,
world.
we will add a set of double quotes to print
Hello
something,
world, yeah, hello
or single
world.
quotes. Either one. My own preference is double quotes. Normally in a programming tutorial, the instructor would tell you to print something such as hello world, but we like to be different here.
Oh, beda.
Instead, think
Apa
of
yang
your
beda?
favorite food. In this case, I like
Bob.
pizza. I will print
Pain.
I like pizza. To run our Python program, we will click the screen arrow to run our main Python file.
Anjing.
We should have a console window that displays our output. I like pizza, or whatever your favorite food is. Let's print another line of code. Let's print it's really
Apa ini anjing?
good.
Anjing, apa ini anjing? Ini kok
By adding a second print statement, we are
Kok saya
printing
gini
a
amat,
second
anjing?
line of code. Now we'll discuss
what the heck,
comments.
Gozar?
The Python interpreter doesn't output comments. To write a comment, you use a £sign. I like to call this a hashtag. My comment will be, this is my first Python program. Comments are used as notes for yourself or for other people reading this code. If I were to run this code again, this comment is not displayed to the output. We still have, I like pizza, it's really good. Alright everybody, so that is your very first Python program. And in the next topic, we'll discuss variables. Alright everybody, we are moving on to variables.
Ah, 16
A
gig.
variable
Minimal
is
beli
a
yang
container
maksudnya apa
for a
yang minimal
value.
belinya?
There's 4 different data
Kalau
types we'll
SSD
discuss.
mah
Strings,
128 juga
integers,
bisa.
floats, and booleans. Yes, I know, that's a silly name.
Kalau flash
A
disk mah
variable
16 giga ya.
behaves as if it was the value it contains. Each variable should have a unique name. Let's say we have a variable of first name. To assign a variable, you use the assignment operator of equals. For text, a string is a series of text. This can be double quotes or single quotes. My own preference is double quotes. Why don't you type in your first name? This variable of first name will behave as if it was this value, this series of characters. So to demonstrate this, I'm going to print my first name variable. So place it within a print statement without quotes. That will print your first name. Now you don't want this within quotes,
Hah?
because then you're literally printing the word first name. You could use your variable along with some text by using what is called an F string. That's the easiest way to display a variable. So you type F, then a set of quotes. The F means format. So let's say the word hello, Then we will add our variable. We will insert our variable into this text when using an
Hello.
F string. To do that, you need a set of curly braces, then insert your variable. So the result is, hello, whatever your first name is. In my case, bro. Let's create another variable. Let's say we have a variable of food. Food equals, think of your favorite food. For me, I will type pizza. Let's print the following.
Apa?
You like add a
Kenapa dengan sound hard? Pop, 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 pop. Wait, what? Ini benar kan? Ini benar kan? Ini benar. Kok outputnya jadi kayak gini? Oh, hah? Pap. Kenapa sih? Males gue dengan sound hard. Hello, first name, last name. Oh, kalau F berarti oh.
placeholder. Again, I'm using an F string. Our variable.
Udah lama belajar Python baru mulai.
Hello, bro. You like pizza. Let's create an email. Use your own email or make up one. Let's say my
Wait,
email
what?
is bro.
Kok ada? What the fuck is that? Saan game pixel mah di Steam bang? Apa ya? Oh wait, salah, pantesan. Game pixel. Itu apa nih namanya? Apa ya, gue lupa gue anjing. Apa sih gue lupa kan? Apa sih? Aduh lupa banget tuh. Ada nih yang gue pengen beli. Apakah gue ada di bisnis gue? Kayaknya nggak ada. Aduh nggak ada lagi. Aduh lupa gue yang ada di bisnis gue. Oke kalau gini kan bener nih. Nah, wait what? Nah, ini kan bener.
123 at fake.com. Then let's print our email. Your email is, add a placeholder, display our email variable. Your email is bro123 at fake.com. So these are strings. I'm going to add a comment that these are strings. A string is a series of characters. They can include numbers, but we treat them as characters. Now we have integers. An integer is a whole number. An example of this could be somebody's age. How old are they? According to my YouTube statistics, many of you are between the ages of 18 through 24. Let's say that I'm 25. Let me zoom in a little. Your integer should not be within quotes, because it would be a string then, technically. If I would like to work with this variable, again, I'll use an F string. Let's say you are, add a placeholder, display our age variable, years old. You are 25 years old.
Hah? Bedanya apa?
Another example of an integer could be a quantity.
Bedanya
You are buying a certain amount of
string
something.
integers.
Maybe I am buying 3 items. I wouldn't have half an item. This would be a float, technically, rather than an integer. We are buying 3 of something. So let's print the following. You are buying, add a placeholder, display our quantity, items. You are 25 years old. You are buying 3 items.
Or
Another example of an integer could be an amount of people. Let's say num of students, like a classroom. There are 30 students in our class. Then we will print Your class has, add a placeholder, students. We will display the number of students, num of students. Your class has 30 students. Those are integers, they're whole numbers. And again, make sure they're not within quotes, because then technically they would be a string. Integers we can use in arithmetic expressions. If they were strings, we couldn't.
False.
Then we have floats. Float means floating point number.
False. Boolean.
A float is a number, but it contains a decimal portion. An example would be a price. What is the price of something? $10.99. Let's print our price. Print, I'll use an F string. The price is, add a placeholder, display our price. The price is $10.99. Let's precede our placeholder with a unit of currency. I'll pick American dollars, but feel free to pick something else. The price is $10.99. So floats contain a decimal portion. What about a grade point average, GPA? Let's say my GPA is 3.2. Then I will print your GPA is, display our GPA. Your GPA is 3.2.
Oh.
What about a distance? A distance can contain a decimal portion. 5.5 kilometers maybe.
What the fuck is this?
Then I will print you ran, add a placeholder, display our distance, then I'll add km for kilometers. Or you could add mi for miles, but I'll stick with kilometers. You ran 5.5 kilometers. Okay, then we have booleans. A boolean is either true or false. Let's say we're a student. Is student equals. If we are a student, we could say that this is true. True starts with a capital T. If we weren't a student, let's say we graduate, we could say that this is false. Again, the first letter is capital. Booleans only have two options, true or false. So let's say that I am a student. Then I will print, are you a student? Then we will display our Boolean value of is student.
Okay.
Are you a student? That is true. With Boolean values, we really don't output them directly. You're more likely to see them used internally within a program, such as when working with if statements. This is a topic we'll discuss in the future, so don't worry. You may see if is student, if this variable is true, then we will print the following. Now, we don't need to use an F string, we're not going to insert any variables. You are a student.
You are a
If
student.
this were false, we can add an else clause, where we will print, you are not a student.
Tapi bagus tuh buat backend,
Our
tapi
variable
kalau
of
kecil
this
projectnya
student
gue pengen
is true.
ya tahu sih,
We will
masih belum
print the
tahu
if
gue buat
statement.
apa Python.
You are a student. If this were false, we will print whatever's within else. You are
Wait.
not a student.
Kayaknya gue paham.
Let's think of a few more examples. Is something for sale? Like a car or a product of some sort. Let's say that is true. I'll write another if statement. If for sale, if this variable contains true, we will do the following. Let's print that item is for sale. Else, if it's false, we will print something else. That item is not available. For sale is set to true. This variable is true, we will print that item is for sale. Else, if it were false, we print that item is not available. One more example. Let's say we have a Boolean variable of is online. Is somebody online? I will set that to true. If is online, if that's true, we will print you are online. Else we will print you are offline. Is online is set to true. We will print you are online. Else if it were false, we print you're offline. Alright everybody, so those are variables. A variable is a reusable container for a value. There's 4 basic data types for beginners. A string, which is a series of text. Integers, which are whole numbers.
Okay.
Floats, which are numbers, but they contain a decimal portion. And booleans, which are either true or false. They're binary. Your assignment in the comments section is to post 4 variables. Post a string, an integer, a float, and a boolean. Try and think of a unique example if you can. And well, everybody, those are variables in Python.
What the fuck? Okay, quantity quantity 1. Cuma 1. Price bukan price, apa sih namanya? Hey. Salah. Hey. 0.5 probably, I don't know. Discount, wait, 60.2. Then false as admin 2. Okay. Begitu lah.
Alright everybody, so we are moving on to typecasting. Typecasting is the process of converting a variable from one data type to another. We have various functions to convert a value or variable to a string, an integer, a float, or a boolean. Let's create to another. We have various functions to convert a value or variable to a string, an integer, a float, or a boolean.
Okay.
Let's create some variables. We will create a name variable. Type in your full name. An age, make up some age. A GPA for grade point average, let's say minus 3.2. And a boolean of is student. Are we currently a student? Let's say that's true. Now you actually could get the
Okay. Wait, itu udah ada age. Wait, what? Udah ada. Oke, udah ada semua.
data
Oke.
type of a
Ya, udah
variable
ada
or a
semua.
value by using the type function. Then pass in a value.
GPA. Wait, what? Salah. Wait, 21. Ini GPA 0.5. Nice. 3.2, 3.5.
However, when I run this, there's no output. So I need a print statement. We will print what is returned by the type function. Get the type of our name variable, then print it. So our name variable is a string, str. Our age variable is an integer, an int. GPA is a float, is student,
Huh? What the hell? Print type is first name plus. Huh? So it's wrong then? Age? It's running. Is it? Huh? Integer.
is a boolean.
Oh, string integer. Oh.
Using these typecast functions, we can convert from one data type to another. Here's how.
Oh.
Let's start with something simple. Let's convert our GPA to an integer. Currently it's a float. I will reassign GPA, use the int function to typecast to an integer, then pass in my GPA. At the end, we will print our GPA. If we typecast 3.2 to a whole integer, what would the result be? A whole integer of 3. We truncate the decimal portion. Let's convert our age to a floating point number. We will reassign our variable of age, use the typecast function of float, then insert our age variable. Let's print our age variable, and it should be a floating point number, 25.0. Now we'll cover strings. let's typecast our age to be a string. Age equals, call the typecast function of string,
Enggak tahu.
str, pass in our age variable. So the result is still going to appear the same,
Simple pa ya kah?
25. However, it's a string, not an integer. And to prove that, I will enclose my age variable with the type function. The type of variable age is a string. It would be the same as if we're taking this number and enclosing it within quotes. So this would make a difference, because let's say that I add 1 to age. Age plus equals 1. Well, we would get a type error. Can only concatenate strings, not integers, to a string. However, if I were to add a string of 1 to the end, we would be using string concatenation. So let's say it's my birthday, and I add 1 to 25. Well, since we're working with strings now, the result would be 251. I am 251 years old. So, strings and numbers behave differently. With numbers, we can use them within arithmetic expressions. Strings, not so much. We will take our name variable and typecast it to a boolean.
Ball.
Name equals, call the typecast function of bool,
Boolean.
pass in our name variable. This has an interesting result. So I'm going to print name. Booleans are either true or false.
So
If I typecast my string of text into a boolean, that gives me true. Now it really doesn't matter what I write here. If I were to change my name to a single character such as B, this would still be true. If our string variable was empty, there were no characters within it, that would actually give us false. We could use this to check to see if somebody enters in their name or not.
True.
If somebody types in their name,
Kayaknya
then
kemarin masih HTML. Apa ini? Plus import plus update index definition hello.
we typecast it to a boolean.
Itu mah
If somebody skips entering in their
mah.
name, that would return
itu mah
false.
JavaScript.
We could reprompt
JavaScript
the
apa sih?
user to
Oh iya,
enter in their
kok
name
JavaScript?
again.
JSX.
Alright everybody, so that is
I
typecasting.
know.
It is the process of converting a variable from one data type to another. This is especially useful with handling user input, because user input is always a string. There may be at times where you want to convert it to an integer, a float, or a boolean. And well everybody, that is typecasting in Python. Alright everybody, in this topic I'm going to show you how we can accept user input in Python. We use the input function. It's a function that prompts the user to enter in data, and it returns
Oh, masih belum
the
paham
entered
apa yang lu
data
maksud.
as
Al,
a string.
infokan dong Al,
Here's an
apa itu
example.
maksudnya.
To accept user input, we will call the input function. When I run this program, we need to enter in data to our console window, like so, then hit enter. However, we need a prompt. We need to tell the user what we want them to type in. So let's ask a question. Our prompt will be within quotes. Let's say, what is your name? Let's try this again. What is your name? I can type in something. Why don't you go ahead and type in your full name, then hit enter. Now with this input, we're not quite doing anything with it. The input function is going to return some data as a string. We can assign it to a variable if we would like. Let's create a variable of name. Name equals our user input. Then once we have our name, let's print a message. I'll use an F string. We will print hello and a placeholder. Then insert our name variable within that placeholder. Let's try this.
Hah?
What is your name?
Ngapain? Bahasa Indonesia gue malah bingung. Gue lebih paham bahasa Inggris. Ini gue bukan flexing atau apa, tapi gue fluent.
Type in your name, hit enter, hello, whatever your name is. Let's try a different name. I will pick SpongeBob. Many people are familiar with SpongeBob. Hello, SpongeBob. This time,
Jadi gue
we
lebih
will
paham
ask
bahasa
the
Inggris, sumpah
user
dah.
how old they
Gue
are.
tuh apapun lebih paham bahasa Inggris. Bahasa Indonesia tuh agak cringe dengannya.
Let's
Gak bisa
assign
dibawa
a
serius
variable
kalau
of
bahasa
age
Indonesia.
equals
Ah, no way.
accept some user input. We need a prompt within quotes. How old are you? Once we have our age variable, let's print.
Nasionalis.
I'll use an F string.
Nasionalis. Belum aja gue ngibarin ini bendera One Piece. Anjir.
You are at a
Bahasa Sunda malah
placeholder,
salah.
our variable age. Years old. What is your name? Type in your name. How old are you? Let's say that I'm 25. Hello, whatever your name is. You are whatever your age is, years old. Alright, so let's say that it's our birthday. Before we print our age variable, let's say happy birthday. Since I'm not inserting any variables within this print statement, this doesn't need to be an F string.
3 aja, flash disk
You'll
Gen
want to use
3.
an F string if you want to
USB
insert
3.
variables. Before we
16
display the
giga.
user's age, let's take the user's age and increase it by 1. We could say age equals age plus 1. But there's one problem with this. Type in a name. How old are you? Type in an age. And we have a problem. We have a type error.
Gampang anjing paham bro.
Can only concatenate strings, not
gampang
integers,
dipahami
to
bro.
strings. When we accept user input, we store that input as a string. Before we increment our age by 1, we'll need to convert it to an integer. We can't normally use strings within arithmetic expressions, but we can do that with integers and floats though. After we accept some user input for our age variable, we could take our age variable and typecast it as an integer.
3 aja,
Which we
3
talked
titik
about in
2
the
bro.
previous
3 aja,
lesson.
3 aja.
So let's say age equals our age
And
after we
so-
typecast it,
Itu apa?
then increment it by 1.
Integers.
So type in your name,
Oh shit.
type in an
Integers.
age,
Okay.
and we get this message. Hello, your name,
Integers.
happy birthday, you are, whatever your age is, years old. So strings we can't normally use with arithmetic expressions. We would have to typecast it to an integer or a float.
Bahasa gua
However,
ada
we
pernah
could
bikin
condense some of these steps.
belajar ini dah.
We're taking up an
Kodenya
extra
ini.
line to typecast our age as an integer. What we could do instead is that when we accept our user input, we can enclose the input function within a typecast to int. And that would work the same. Type in your name, type in an age, and this works the same. And it takes less lines of code, and is more readable, I would say. When we accept user input, it returns that input as a string data
Halo
type.
Alvino.
Then we just have to typecast it to another
Biasanya
data
buat
type
ulang
if we need
PCSD
to.
dengan
And in
baca
this case for
library,
age,
ya.
we do. Now we'll go over a couple exercises, because it's important to practice what you've learned. In this first exercise, we're going to calculate the area of a rectangle. We need to prompt the user to enter in a length and the width of a rectangle. So we will create a variable of length. We will accept some user input using the input function. What is our prompt? Let's say enter the length. Let's do this with width. I'll just copy and paste what we have. Width equals enter the width. So we have the length and the width. To get the area of a rectangle, we have to multiply the length by the width. So let's say area equals our length variable. Now to use multiplication, you use an asterisk. We'll discuss different arithmetic operators in the next lesson. So we have length times width. That is the area. I'm going to print
Ini
our
pakai
area.
kursor dari tadi dikasih ini mulu. Library-nya ratusan gak ada yang aneh banget. Oke sip. Masuk Windows atau gimana maksudnya? Iya, kalau udah masuk Windows cabut aja.
Because I need to test something. Enter the length, let's say 5 inches, 5 centimeters, doesn't matter. Enter the width, 6. We get a type error, can't multiply sequence by non-integer of type string. When we accept user input, it returns a value of the string data type. We can't use those strings in arithmetic expressions. We're multiplying the length times the width. We would need to typecast them as an integer or a float. Since we're working with basic geometry, such as calculating the area, let's do float. So let's typecast
What?
our user input as a float for both length
Oh, okay,
and
float.
width. Okay, let's try this again. Let's say 5 times 6. The area that's returned to us is 30.0. This result contains a decimal. It's a floating point number.
Oh, floatnya di sono, bukan di sini. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, oh, oh. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Ini apa kenapa ada picture? Oh, nice.
A float. So when we print the area, I'll use an F string this time. The area is, I'll add a placeholder, display our area variable. Let's add a unit of measurement afterwards. I'll pick centimeters. Now since we're working with areas, if we would like to technically be accurate, so we could say to the power of 2, or we could add a superscript. So if you would like superscript 2 and you're on Windows, make sure numlock is on, hold Alt, then type on the numpad 0178. So we have a superscript of 2. Again, it's not really necessary for this lesson, I just think it'd be cool to include it, because then it's technically accurate. Alright, let's say that the length is 6. Make sure numlock is on, hold Alt,
punya numlock
then
gua.
type on the numpad 0178. So we have a superscript of 2. Again, it's not really necessary for this lesson, I just think it'd be cool to include it, because then it's technically accurate. Alright, let's say that the length is 6.1 and the width is 7.2. The area is 43.92 centimeters squared, because we're working with areas. Let's cover a second exercise. This time, we will create a shopping cart program. Exercise 2. We're going to create a shopping cart program. We need 3 variables: an item, a price, and a quantity of those items. We will create a variable of item. We will accept some user input. What item would you like to buy? What are we trying to purchase? We'll keep the data type of the user input as a string. Then we need a price. What is the price of each item we're buying?
What the fuck?
Use the input function. What is the price? A price should be a floating point number. For example, we might have dollars and cents. We need a decimal. So let's typecast our input as a float. Then a quantity. We will accept some user input. Our prompt will be, how many would you like? Quantities, they should be whole numbers. Let's typecast our input as an integer. Then we will have a total. What's the total that we have to pay? So let's take the price of each item, use an asterisk for multiply, our quantity. Then let's do a test run. Let's print our total. What item would you like to buy? Let's say a pizza.
Yeah, pizza would be
What is the
nice.
price? $10.99.
Pizza.
How many would you like? I would like 5 pizzas. And our total is 54.95. Let's say that before we display the total, let's print the following. I'll use an F string. You have bought, insert a placeholder, display our quantity, X, item, or items, I'll add /s. Then we will print, I'll use an F string again, your total is, display our total. What item would you like to buy? I would like to buy a pizza. What is the price? $10.99. How many would you like? I would like 9 pizzas. They're all for me. I'm gonna eat all of them. You have bought 9x pizzas. Your total is 98.91. Let's add a unit of currency before this. Pick unit of currency before displaying the total.
Kayaknya gua
I'll pick
paham
American
deh.
dollars.
Kayaknya
I would
gua
like to buy
paham
pizza.
deh.
What is the price? $9.99. How many would you like? I would like a dozen pizzas. 12. You have bought 12x pizzas. Your total is $119.88. Alright everybody, that is how to accept user input in Python, and we've covered a few exercises. In the next topic, we're going to create a Mad Libs game, and that is how to accept user input in Python. Alright everybody, in this video we're going to create a game of Mad Libs. Not because we have to, but because I want to. It would be a good exercise for us, just so we're more comfortable with accepting user input. If you're not familiar with Mad Libs is a word game where you create a story by filling in the blanks with random words. So we're going to create a story template. The story is going to be missing some components. We will fill in those components with random words that we type in. Here's a story that I've written myself. Print, use an F string. Today, I went to a, insert a placeholder, zoo. For our placeholder, we'll insert an adjective. We'll insert a variable named adjective. Adjective 1. You're gonna get an English lesson today too. An adjective is a description of something. So for our zoo, adjective 1 could be expensive, large, dirty. An adjective describes
Adjective
something.
1.
We'll fill this in when we accept user input. For our second print statement, let's print the following. In an exhibit, I saw a placeholder. We'll include a noun. Noun 1. A noun is a person, place, or thing in English. Maybe a gorilla. A gorilla named Harambe, for example. Print, use an F string. Let's say our noun 1, whatever this is, we can reuse variables, was, we will create a second adjective, adjective 2. We will be describing whatever noun 1 is, this person, place, or thing. And we will insert a verb, verb 1. A verb is an action, such as running or eating. Then for our last statement, let's print I was, add a placeholder. We'll create adjective 3. Adjective 3 will describe us. Now we're going to fill in these variables by
Okay.
accepting user input. We're going to fill in adjective 1. We'll accept user input using the input function. Enter an adjective. I'm going to add a reminder that an adjective is a description of something. Then we need noun 1. Noun 1 equals input. Enter a noun. A noun is a person, place, or thing. Then we have adjective 2. I'll just copy adjective 1, paste it, change 1 to 2. Then a verb. Verb 1 equals input. Enter a verb. I want verb 1 to be in current tense.
Gua gak bisa
I'll ask the
labang.
user to end the verb with ing. Enter a verb ending with ing. Then it's current tense. Our person, place, or thing of noun 1 is currently doing something, such as eating. And then adjective 3, and I'll just copy one of these adjectives. Adjective 3 equals input, enter an adjective. Okay, and then we are ready to run this.
Sabar. Sabar.
Adjective 3, and I'll just copy one of these adjectives.
Santai. Santai. Is there an adjective tree? There is.
Adjective 3 equals input, enter an adjective. Okay, and then we are ready to run this. Enter an adjective. An adjective describes something. I will say suspicious. Or some kids like to say sussy, or sus even. I've also heard of kids nowadays using the word skibbity. Feel free to type in whatever you would like. It is your story after all. I'm gonna say suspicious.
What?
Enter a noun, a person, place, or thing. I like to poke fun at Mark Zuckerberg, so I'm gonna say my person is Mark
In my bed, sige.
Zuckerberg.
Apa sih
Enter an adjective. That is a description. Angry. Enter a verb ending with ing, so it's current tense. Screeching. Enter an adjective.
Anjing bau.
Happy. Here's my story. Today I went to a suspicious zoo. In an exhibit, I saw a Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg was angry and screeching. I was happy. That's our game of
Pakai
Mad
sinusnya
Libs.
bang belum.
It's a word game where you create a story by filling in the blanks with random words. Also, post the output of your Mad Libs game in the comment section down below because I really want to read them. I want to see what you guys came up with.
Belum
And well,
pernah.
everybody, that is a Mad Libs game using Python.
Kayaknya gue mau udahan deh. Kayaknya gue mau udahan. Gak ada mood gue soalnya. Dadah, thank you kalian semua udah mampir. Bye bye. Pop 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 pop. Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, what?